What's up, Countdown Specialists? I'm Lane.
And I'm Countdown Dave.
Ooh, Countdown Dave sounds so cool.
I know, even though he's not. Welcoming you back to Touring History X, Y, and Z, where we learn that every ending is really just a new beginning, except when it's actually just an ending and everyone pretends it's not devastating. Yeah,
Yeah,
take that.
yeah. Take that, man. Quick appreciation for our sponsor today, GEARYS, Rolex Boutiques of Los Angeles. Because when you're witnessing the end of an era, you want a timepiece that will outlast your existential crisis.
That's right, GEARYS serves Beverly Hills, Century City, and Santa Monica with Swiss precision that doesn't require congressional funding or political willpower to maintain it.
You said that so fancy, Dave. I'm very impressed. Visit Rolex Boutique rodeodrive.com and invest in reliability that doesn't depend on public support or shifting national priorities.
That's right. Well, here we are, July 21st, Lane, and what really gets me about this date is how it's all about society's relationship with letting go, which we're historically terrible at doing gracefully. Vietnam, Afghanistan.
All kinds of fun stuff. But before we dive into today's historical emotional roller coaster, let's check in with our animatronic answering machine. Says so.
Yay, says so. Do we have any voice memos from our brilliant listeners?
Hi, Lane and Dave. This is Sarah from Portland. I was listening to your episode about inherited expectations, and it got me thinking. My generation was told that if we just worked hard and went to college, we'd have stable careers and be able to buy houses. But here I am with a master's degree, working 3 gig jobs, and my landlord just raised my rent again. I realized that what we inherited wasn't opportunities. We inherited the expectation to be grateful for less while pretending it's more. Anyway, love the show. Please tell Dave his outfits are getting progressively more ridiculous, but somehow it works.
Love it.
Sarah, first of all, thank you for perfectly articulating the millennial experience in just one voice memo. That's basically a dissertation in 90 seconds.
Yeah, but let's get back to my outfits. And second, my outfits are not ridiculous. They're thematically appropriate. Today, I'm wearing this vintage 1980s NASA jumpsuit in honor of our space shuttle story. Ew, it fits so much closer than I want it to.
Dave, you look like what would happen if someone from Mission Control decided to cosplay as an astronaut at Comic-Con. Very, I work in IT, but dream of zero gravity.
That's right. Tether me, because I'm just floating around. I'm honoring space exploration?
You're honoring something, all right. Let's just say Sarah has excellent taste in both economic analysis and fashion critique.
That she does. Well done, Sarah.
Let's
But
move on to
first,
birthdays.
yes, let's talk about birthday legends. They include the one and only Robin Williams, born 1951, proving that sometimes the brightest lights burn the most intensely.
I miss him, man.
Me too.
He's the best. Alexander the Great, born 356 BC, who conquered most of the known world by age 30. Take that, Sarah. What are you complaining about? And then spent the rest of his short life wondering what to do next. And Cat Stevens at 76, who found the answer in both music and spirituality.
Sleeping and
Spirituality, that is.
puffing like a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow.
Says so. He's going to take your job. Look at Dave can do
If
you.
I have. All right, I'll stop. Plus, Norwegian footballer Erling Haaland at 25, proving that some people are just genetically designed to make everyone else feel inadequate. I know how you feel, Erling.
Yeah. Good old Norwegian footballer. Yeah.
Hey, what about the Bull Run battle?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked, Dave. That's our first event of the day, tying it to the Gen X connection.
Gen-
Um, July 21st, 1861, the first Battle of Bull Run becomes the first major land battle of the Civil War, where 35,000 inexperienced Union troops under General McDowell clashed with 32,000 equally green Confederate forces, resulting in a chaotic Confederate victory that shocked the North into realizing this wouldn't be a quick 90-day war.
Ho ho! Didn't know those rebels could actually fight. Yeah,
Always be wary of those rebels.
yes, it's true. And here's why this resonates specifically with Gen X. You're the generation that learned early that every conflict is going to be longer, messier, and more expensive than anyone initially admits or wants
Yeah,
to tell you.
just ask Putin.
Hmm.
So yes, exactly. Bull Run was supposed to be this quick, decisive battle that would end the rebellion in a few months, and instead it kicked off 4 years of absolute carnage.
Yeah, Gen X grew up watching this pattern repeat endlessly. Every military intervention, every economic crisis, every social problem gets sold as, we'll have this wrapped up quickly, okay? And then becomes a generational commitment.
Right. We're the generation that learned to immediately add 10 years and multiply the budget by five whenever anyone says this will be easy.
Right. Gen X inherited the bull run lesson that initial optimism is usually just a failure of imagination about how badly things can go wrong.
Yeah, we learned that when politicians say quick and decisive,
Ah,
what they mean is long, expensive, and we'll figure out the exit strategy later.
yeah, it's always people hanging onto planes or dumping helicopters. It gets ugly. But
Let's move
anyway,
on to what?
my outfit.
2011?
Yeah, July 21st. Space Shuttle Atlantis lands at Kennedy Space Center at 5:57 a.m., completing the 135th and final mission of NASA's 30-year shuttle program.
Now I understand your costume for today, Dave.
Thank you very
You're,
much.
you're you're a space shuttle Dave.
That's right.
Um, so this one is the second topic, so it must tie to millennials and what
Yes.
institutional promises or something.
Well, millennials watched the shuttle program end and realized they were witnessing the perfect metaphor for their entire generational experience. Being told something was temporary when it was actually permanent.
Yeah, that's devastating. So the shuttle retirement was supposed to be a brief transition before something better.
Yep. And it's been a while. NASA said,
Mhm.
don't worry, we're just taking a short break to develop better spacecraft. And then millennials spent 9 years watching American astronauts hitchhike to space on the Russian rockets. That's
Mm. It's like millennials inherited this perfect example of how temporary setbacks become indefinite failures when institutions don't actually have replacement plans.
right. The shuttle program taught millennials that when authority figures say, this is just a transition period, just hold on. What they mean is, we're ending this thing and hoping someone else figures it out and finds out what comes next. I gotta go.
Millennials learned that building back better usually means let's stop building and see what happens, which explains their entire relationship with economic policy, environmental policy, and dating apps.
Oh, speaking of things that don't unexpectedly disappear, GEARYS Rolex watches. They're forever. Unlike space programs, they don't require congressional approval to keep functioning.
GEARYS has locations in Beverly Hills, Century City, and Santa Monica, providing Swiss reliability that doesn't depend on public funding or political mood swings.
Visit RolexBoutique-RodeoDrive.com and invest in something that maintains its mission, even when everything else gets temporarily suspended. Air quotes.
Plus, Dave's NASA jumpsuit makes
Woohoo!
every watch look like mission critical equipment.
That's right.
Very Houston, we have a timepiece energy.
Well, actually, not bad.
Yes, yes. You and your Milgauss. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
All
Come
right,
on, Harry.
so let's wrap it up with some Harry Potter, shall we?
Yeah.
July 21st, 2007, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows is released worldwide, selling 12 million copies in its first 24 hours and
Yeah.
officially ending the most beloved fantasy series of the early 21st century.
Well, are you sure that's the fantasy series that was most beloved? What about the ones with that big chesty guy with long hair on the cover?
Oh, Fabio?
Oh,
Oh, you're saying Fabio? So one day is going to be
yeah.
his birthday, and you're going to be dressed like
Yeah,
Fabio, Dave.
Fabio.
I want to
Not
see
Harry
Fabio,
Potter,
Dave.
Fabio. And Gen Z processes this completely differently than previous generations.
Oh, well, tell us more, Dave. How so?
Well, I'll have Fabio tell you. Gen Z looks at the Harry Potter finale and sees it as the last time an entire generation shared the same cultural experience simultaneously before everything got fragmented into algorithmic bubbles.
Yes, it's brilliant. So, where older generations see it as the end of a book series, Gen Z sees it as the end of monoculture.
Exactly. Gen Z understands that Harry Potter was the last cultural event that could unite billions of people around a single narrative, and a book no less, because social media algorithms hadn't yet learned to divide everyone into micro-targeted content silos. Woohoo!
Yeah, it's like Gen Z inherited the tail end of shared cultural experiences and then had to navigate a world where everyone's feed is different and no one's reading the same story anymore.
Oh no, Harry Potter represents it. Oh no, Harry Potter represents the last moment when "Did you see that thing?" actually meant everyone saw the same thing, instead of everyone seeing different versions of reality optimized for their engagement metrics. Oh, there's a mouthful.
Gen Z learned that cultural unity requires shared narratives and then watched technology systematically destroy the possibility of shared narratives.
They're the generation that experienced both the magic of collective storytelling and the immediate aftermath of its technological dismantling.
So, let's wrap it up, shall we, Dave?
Yes, July 21st shows us three different ways of processing endings.
Gen X learned that society can achieve miracles, but usually chooses not to. Millennials discovered that temporary transitions often become permanent disappointments, and Gen Z witnessed the last moment of true cultural unity before algorithmic fragmentation. What a positive day, huh, Dave?
Well, that's a miracle! From abandoned ambition, yikes, that's me, to broken promises, to fragmented experiences, each generation mastered different aspects of watching things end badly.
Thanks to GEARYS Rolex Boutiques for sponsoring a show about endings with products designed to last longer than most institutions' attention spans. Visit rolexboutique-rodeodrive.com for Swiss permanence.
If July 21st lessons about letting go don't get you down and resonate with you, like and subscribe and send us a voice memo about a moment when you realized something temporary was actually permanent.
Yeah, and keep smashing that like and subscribe. We're up to over 1,200 subscribers in the last week or so on YouTube. If you
Woohoo!
haven't checked us out on YouTube, we're animated over there, and we're not just voices disembodied from human beings. You can watch Dave's outfits evolve and premiere as they go. Anyway, says so
And
our
then I'll get
animatronic answer.
disembodied.
Yeah, just disembodied. That's right. But we do love your voice memos. And thanks to Sarah for sending hers in today. Send yours in and says so. Our animatronic answering machine is ready to process your story. And unlike most programs, it won't get temporarily canceled.
That's right. So until next time, this has been Touring History X, Y, and Z.
Where every ending is a new beginning, except when it's just an ending and we all pretend we're fine with it.
Oh, yeah, we'll be back. It's just a short break. Sarah from Portland was right about the outfits, wasn't she?
Absolutely, Dave, but please don't change a thing. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's
I'm
costume.
not going to wear it forever, Lane. Come
Okay. See you all
on.
tomorrow.
I'll turn it inside out. All right, bye. See you, folks.